Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. It's Friday. It's the 31st, which means it's also the last day of May. That means, obviously, June kicks into high gear tomorrow, calendar wise, not so much weather wise. Meteorological summer starts tomorrow, but not going to feel like it. We have temperatures for daytime highs barely hitting the 70-degree mark at the start of next week. We've got sun, we've got shower chances, and we've got temperatures not getting over 81 anytime in your forecast period. That takes us through next Friday. But with that said, I'll have an updated forecast that will give you a better timetable and your shower chances for the weekend in just a few moments. Our top headlines tonight will be coverage of last night's special session of the Magoffin County Fiscal Court. They spoke of several things, including a new method of making longer, still temporary road improvements. Also, the discussion of ordering and how they're going to pay for some more needed equipment for the county road department, a new fleet of vehicles discussed, and some other items, including a much needed overhaul to a significant operating portion of the Lloyd Mall Community Center. And I'm hoping the wrong word to use, but waiting to possibly confirm the identity of a man that was killed in a auto accident involving a motorcycle and I believe a commercial vehicle, type vehicle, in Morgan County down in White Oak this afternoon. I'll tell you what I can regardless on that in just a few moments, as it was a single fatality crash in West Liberty, Morgan County, earlier this afternoon. Before we get to our local news, which also, of course, has several birthdays and some other announcements on the calendar, a couple of things. Kentucky now has its second mining death of the season after a mining accident that happened a little more than a week ago on the 22nd. A Bell County man has now died after injuries he sustained when a portion of a wall fell and crushed his lower half, or the lower half of his body. He was a 12-year veteran miner and has since been in critical condition, but has since passed away. We understand that he's been identified as 48-year-old Felix Matt North of Miracle, who passed away yesterday after that May 22nd accident. The mine was actually shut down for review, with operations resuming only a couple of days ago after they submitted an action plan to the Mine Safety Administration. The Appalachian Regional Healthcare System is joining forces with hospitals across the state of Kentucky to try to end opioid abuse in our state. To help the state's hospitals in the battle, the Kentucky Hospital Association is partnering with the Cabinet for Health and Family Services as a part of the Kentucky Opioid Response effort to launch the Kentucky Statewide Opioid Stewardship Program, Kentucky SOS for short. This initiative, they say, is going to provide a mechanism for hospitals to demonstrate their actions and commitments to their patients and communities to combat the state's opioid epidemic. So Kentucky SOS, as they call it, as I understand, will focus on reducing the prescribing of opioids and improving safe opioid use throughout Kentucky. And additionally, the project will provide a voluntary certification opportunity for Kentucky hospitals that demonstrate their progress. As members of Kentucky SOS, ARH hospitals, for example, will receive resources and education on opioid stewardship, access to clinical advisors and subject matter experts who can assist with improvement questions and provide recommendations, and access to the Kentucky Quality Counts data system to track the progress on applicable measures, and support from the coordination from the KHA. All of the Kentucky hospitals that are joining this partnership will work to improve patient safety in the area of opioid stewardship. Well, here's something for you. The Southeastern Conference joining the other Big Four conferences in lifting a ban on alcohol sales, with the events now able to sell beer and wine. I'll have more on that next. The seasonal shop is simply wall to wall, floor to ceiling, filled with new arrivals and more coming every day. Natural Life is in the store. It's a fun, uplifting brand of t-shirts, headbands, air fresheners, mugs, and more. And they've always got the latest and greatest designs from Simply Southern, including their new line of drinkware for hot or cold. And the women's spring and summer collections are simply amazing and ready to get you ready for the beautiful weather head to toe. And come in and check out their rewards program. Free local delivery. They'll ship it to you. They're now accepting PayPal, and they've always got baby and wedding registry at Fraser Spray to Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Salyersville. Check out this week's edition of the Salyersville Independent and get this coupon for a buy 1 foot-long or 1 chicken sandwich deal where you can get the second one for only $1. That's right, get the coupon and get a foot-long or a chicken sandwich and get a second one for just $1. And here's a little hint, you can get the coupon at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe. It's a no-brainer, and it's buy one, get one for $1 on our famous foot-long with chili or chicken sandwich. Of course, you can always get guaranteed great deals this time of year on mowers and weed eaters and blowers, but right now at Parkway Gun and Pawn, they've also got an incredible selection of hand and power tools, guitars, and musical instruments just in, new and used, long and handguns, and ammunition and more, with no pawn limits and cash today on anything you want to sell or pawn. Parkway Gun and Pawn.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Appalachian Wireless has a question for you. Would you rather pay $650 or $66 for a smartphone? If you think this answer is simple, then the Appalachian Advantage plan is for you. Pay less upfront for today's hottest smartphones, and then pay just a few dollars more every month on the monthly bill. Many smartphones are $5 a month or less after you factor in the $20 discount from the Advantage plan compared to the contract offering. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Payment agreement required. See store for details.
Join everyone at Hope Family Medical Center and Big Sandy Healthcare in recognizing May as Mental Health Awareness Month and Melanoma Month. Hope's Kimberly Davis is there to provide individual and family behavioral health and substance abuse services to help with stress, depression, dependency, or anything impacting your health and quality of life. And Hope is there to help you prevent, detect, and live by spotting skin cancer that affects millions of Americans each year, with almost 10,000 people diagnosed every day. M stands for May, Mental Health and Melanoma, and Hope Family Medical Center stands for you. Going back to the SEC, they are now the last of the big conferences to do so, lifting its ban on alcohol sales at sporting events. However, they're going to leave the decision on how to do that up to each individual school. Many schools, including the University of Kentucky, has permitted the sale of alcohol, but in select areas of events or stadiums. But this will give the University of Kentucky and other schools in the SEC the ability, if they so choose, to have stadium or event-wide sales, with some limitations, mind you. We understand that under the new policy, any schools that decide to sell alcohol in public areas have to go by certain regulations that have been set aside, meaning, or listing some of those, that alcoholic beverages will have to be sold at stands, not by vendors. Alcoholic beverages will not include mixed drinks or hard liquor, just wine and beer. Limits also must be set in regards to the number of drinks that any one person can purchase at any time. The alcohol has to be in cups and not their original bottles or containers. And then, of course, depending on the sport, alcohol sales will have to stop or end at a certain time. For football, example, at the end of the third quarter. Men's basketball, the second half, 12-minute timeout. Women's basketball at the end of the third quarter. Softball at the top of the fifth. Baseball at the top of the seventh. And so on. No word on when that will take effect, and no word on what schools are going to set individually. With that said, the Montgomery County Fiscal Court, I'm still just awaiting some information in regards to that traffic fatality, so I'll have that report in just a few moments. But with that said, the Montgomery County Fiscal Court made it for the second time this month, last night in special session. They had to, in order to approve a revised budget amendment due to some corrections that had to be made. But while in the meeting, they also discussed making or finding some better ways to make longer temporary fixes to our roads, and they also discussed their ability to now, with some more unexpected funds, purchase some much needed equipment. First was the approval of the revised 2018-2019 budget amendments. It had to be corrected due to some duplications, a formality, however, which was approved. Next was trying to find a better way to make longer repairs to Magoffin County roads with a different or new way for Magoffin County of making coal patch. There was one bid from Hudson Materials Company with Judge Executive Matt Wireman detailing how the process will work and how it's hopeful that it will have a longer lasting effect on our roads.
Oh, what's the other road patching material? What is that?
Well, that's where the cold mix, that's the chip seal.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically what that is, the chip seal is where they'll take a oil truck that's got this mixture in it,
Yeah.
and they'll spread it over a place that's got like a bunch of cracks and smaller potholes that's not really big enough to put the coal patch in and tap it in. And then we just back a truck up and dump number 11s on it, and we'll need to probably rent us a roller, but we'll be able to do stretches of road that way and fix roads that are uneven and do all that rather than leaving those alone, because we do the coal patch going in a pothole, but spreading it out, it won't last very long.
Yeah.
Several roads need that.
Then we got a lot of places that I can think of off the top of my head where I believe this would be a good thing.
Yes.
And we'll have to obviously learn the process and experiment a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's the other part of it. Yeah, none of it's asphalt. It's all temporary, but this company, I checked them out with Scott County, and their road foreman's been down there for 20-some years, and they go through 2,000 ton a year and actually use their products to pave the shoulders of their roads, and it's a coal patch. So he swears by it. Said if you're not out snow plowing, tearing it up, said it'll last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So we hope we get that kind of results. I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion been made, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. All right. Now that we're getting the coal patch, and basically what we're gonna be doing is ordering a 500 ton. I've already got the number 11 gravels coming in, and now that we've got this approved, within the next couple of weeks, they'll bring what's called a puck mill in and start making it. And there's a assembly line process for this. We gotta put trucks back to back and roll one right under the mill and load it up and run it over and dump it, and while that one's filling up, the other one's getting back in line. And they back up back to back so they won't spill any. But to get this stuff put down, I'm proposing that you all authorize me to hire up to 6 part-time seasonal workers at $10 an hour.
That bid for those materials was approved. From there, they went on to authorize for bids for a new triaxle dump truck. This is a leasing program through Worldwide Equipment for an 18-month period where the county will just essentially pay the interest and then resell the vehicle. That being Worldwide, will then resell the vehicle in Alabama at the end of the term, sometimes for a profit for the county. It's similar to a program that I've essentially bragged on that the Johnson County Fiscal Court has done for 9 or 10 years, in which they essentially do the same thing. They buy or lease a new truck, use it, and then resell it, and essentially break even or make a little money on the deal.
Basically what this is I've been in conversations with Worldwide Equipment and CAECO, and they have a leasing program where they lease these trucks, similar to what we talked about with Enterprise, that's later on the agenda, where there's an 18-month lease, and you lease these a tandem or triaxle truck, which is a bigger one, and we need at least one. And all you pay is interest on it for a period of 12 to 18 months. Once that period is up, they come get that truck, bring in another one, they take it to Alabama and sell it. I've got the sales history for the past 4 years, I think, and more times than not, the trucks at auction bring more than what they leased them for, and governmental entities like Lawrence County, the county judge down there told me they got $5,000 a truck back 1 year. If you look, there's times when they sell for $3,000 or $4,000 less. Well, still, by the time you go through all that, you're never out more than 15% of the cost of the truck, which if you've done a standard lease, you're probably paying more than that.
And with that in consideration, the fiscal court voted unanimously to approve to authorize for bid for a new triaxle dump truck. And then it was on to the rest of the fleet for Magoffin County. A man by the name of Eric Brady, representing Enterprise, was before the fiscal court, as he was months ago. He presented options to the court at that prior meeting, discussing a 10-year plan where vehicles could be leased by the county, utilized for as little as 12 months or up to 48 months, with the county discussing using this program to purchase some ton trucks for the road department, a jailer's vehicle, and possibly some other vehicles for the county government.
We get these 15, 17,000 a year maybe. You can't buy a new truck for that, and we'll end up with several. So I just, from my standpoint, and financially, it makes sense. And we'll have dependability. We'll have no maintenance costs essentially, just changing the oil in them when need be. And at the end of the year, if it's advantageous to ship them back out, as he said, we can send them off to market and sell them and maybe recoup some benefits toward the next vehicle, making it even cheaper. We're doing this in another place where I work, so it's I know that it works.
What about the breakdown or something? They covered, you all take care of that part?
They'll be under warranty.
Warranty and everything?
Yeah, they're brand new.
Yeah.
So your powertrain warranty and all
Yeah.
that's gonna be intact, and
Okay.
we'll be a broker on your behalf to take care of all that.
No.
What about the vehicle, the shape of the vehicle in the 4-year, at the end of the 4-year term? That has to be, it has to be pretty good. It has to have good tires, good shape, I'm sure.
Sure, we take all that into consideration. We know how the trucks are gonna be used. We work with a majority of the highway contractors in the state, so we're familiar with what that's like, and we will pay the vehicles down accordingly. So to the judge's point, at the end of 4 or 5 years, we're gonna make sure you're set up to where you're in an equitable position regardless. We know there are gonna be some dents and dings. You will not be penalized for any wear and tear or mileage penalties, anything like that. It's not that type of lease. It's more of a finance. It's a budgeting mechanism.
A lease that all voted in favor of. A couple of last items of business. There was $40,000 of coal severance funds approved for use to repair or actually replace two very worn out HVAC systems at the community center. I think that will have air and heat flowing once again in the gymnasium. And some more financial good news that will help bolster the county's equipment stock, with 2 excavators being purchased recently, as I covered from the last meeting, with a FEMA reimbursement coming from 2016 and just received, and some surplus auction funds totaling about $150,000. The county was able to take those monies that they weren't expecting and buy 2 new much-needed excavators. Judge Wireman informed the court that miraculously, as he put it, another FEMA check has arrived from a 2015 project, a reimbursement of $41,000 that they gave approval of to go ahead and start monitoring auctions to purchase a variety of other equipment for the county. The meeting was then adjourned. I'll be right back. Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold, and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there. At Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville. Great and feel great with the very best in Versa Spa Spray Tanning and 6 of the most modern tanning beds in the business, including their 7-minute stand-up bed and 12-minute super bed with bronzing bulbs at Tropical Isle in Sayersville and Prestonsburg. And till the end of May, get 20% off of tanning packages. Come in or call today. At Tropical Isle Tanning in Sayersville and Prestonsburg, open 7 days a week. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville. 349-8785. Did you know that with the IGA Personal Rewards Card, real people are getting really big discounts on gas? Just sign up at IGA, and from then on, for every $50 you spend on groceries, you get anywhere from 5 to 25 cents off on each gallon of gas you buy at VIP Fuels on the Parkway. This customer saved $1.75 a gallon, and some have paid only 10 cents a gallon for 15 gallons of gas. And it's quick because your points stack up. And most weeks, IGA has double, triple, or even 5 times the points. And they'll give you another 10 cents off every time you share your receipt on the IGA Facebook page showing you've saved. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Up next is your McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar, and it starts with a bunch of my favorite things, especially when they're not mine. We've got birthdays, though, to kick it off, and the first is for Savannah Reisner with a lot of love and best wishes from Mom and Dad and the kids and the family and the friends. Happy birthday to Savannah Reisner. And Reed Marshall is celebrating a birthday, too, and with a lot of love from Jackie and Terry Reed, happy birthday to you, too. And a happy birthday wish to Will Mead. Will is 8, and from Mom and Dad and Holly, Kate and Granny and Paul and Margie, and me too, Will. Happy birthday to you. Birthday wishes to Carolyn Arnett. Love RJ and Amanda and a host of family and friends. Happy birthday to you too. Just another reminder, and I'll keep reminding you throughout, off and on, that from June the 10th through July the 27th, the McGoffin County Summer Feeding Program will be going on in the school system, dropping off lunches to kids in all of these areas. From 11:15 till 12:45, or actually till 1:20, Monday through Friday, at those stops that you see: College Heights, Allen Drive, the Ramey Park, Johnson Mobile Home Park, Falcon Trailer Park, Bloomington Subdivision, the Royalton Trailhead, Half Mountain Park Shelter, South McGoffin Community Center, the Lakefront Church of God, and Sagersville Grade School. They'll be dropping off hot meals. The greatest thing, and not just trying to sell papers, but if you go and pick up an edition of this week's Sagersville Independent, this schedule is on the front page, and you can post it up on the fridge and keep it handy. Another reminder, the Ramey Park Pool opens tomorrow, $3 to get in for kids and adults. That price has always been the same as far as I know, and maybe as far as I've been alive. And you can rent it for parties in the evenings or on Sundays. Call 349-5102. Don't forget, the South McGoffin Volunteer Fire Department has a great way for you to support them and get a great deal, a big yard sale starting in the morning at the South McGoffin Volunteer Fire Department. The 23rd Annual United Way Golf Scramble comes up Friday, June the 7th at the Paintsville Golf Course, 791-9902 to get more information. Vacation Bible School starts next week at the Sagersville First Baptist Church in Dixie. 5:45 nightly. Church buses or vans will be running nightly to pick up and bring the kids home. Kids under 4 must be accompanied by an adult. It lasts till 8 o'clock. That is next week, Monday through Thursday. And they need to hear from you by tomorrow if you can. If you've got someone or yourself who's coming to the special needs blowout at North McGoffin Elementary, contact any Sagersville Lodge member or Paul Montgomery. His number there on your screen, 424-6302, so they can RSVP and get everyone's shirt made with their name on it. It's free, of course, and it's just, as it says, a big special needs summer blowout. Superheroes, food, fire trucks, and more. The McGoffin County High School class of 1984 has got their 35th reunion coming up. June the 15th. If you're planning on coming, it's $50 per couple, $30 per individual. Mail that in to Jody Adams Marshall at 3323 Burning Fork Road here in Sagersville. And, of course, you can always reach out to Jody as well to find out more. And just a quick reminder, July the 15th through the 18th, basketball camp here at the McGoffin County High School. Coach Scott Castle can tell you more if you need to contact him. It's $50 per camper, and it's just a great way to learn the best of fundamentals from a lot of experienced basketball players and coaches. And if you've got an announcement that you need heard, that is how you get it on TV here at Your News Today. Moving to funeral services for this Friday, one announcement coming to you from the McGoffin County Funeral Home, who sponsors the services as well. But 59-year-old Sharon Gamble of Falcon passed away on the 30th, the daughter of the late Holly and Thelma Gamble. She survived by brothers Tony, Edgar, James, Holly, and Vernon, and sisters Donnie Talby and Brenda Sloan. Visitation is after 2 o'clock tomorrow. Services are set for Sunday at 2 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Earlier this afternoon, there was a two-vehicle collision, one of those vehicles being a motorcycle, as I understand, while we are still awaiting an official press release from the Kentucky State Police of Post 8, who handled the accident investigation as far as I understand at this point. I do have a few details that we are able to share based on information from some eyewitness accounts. And again, I don't have an official press release, but I have just confirmed that all the next of kin have been notified. The crash was early this afternoon, 2:30 or so, and it was a crash involving a three-wheeled motorcycle of some form and I believe a truck and possibly a dump truck. The exact manner in which the accident happened, I can't confirm. I do know that roads were wet at the time and that it happened on the small bridge there right in the White Oak community, right there in front of the church, very near that. Now, the scene you see here is a picture of traffic being diverted back at the junction of 460 and Route 1000, about a half a mile on the Sagersville side or McGoffin County side of the actual accident site. Going back to what I was saying, I did confirm through friends and family that it was a former McGoffin County man who died as a result of that collision. Robin Holbrook passed away today. Robin, from McGoffin County for the past many years, has been a PA at the Mud Creek Clinic, a physician's assistant. He, of course, is survived here in McGoffin County by his brother, Scotty Holbrook. And I know his wife, Angie, as well. The rest of the family will have later when funeral services are announced in his honor. Once again, this was a two-vehicle crash involving the motorcycle, the three-wheel motorcycle that Robin was riding. As I understand, he had actually taken the vehicle, ridden it to have a normal service done of the vehicle, just routine, and was on his way back home when the collision happened. No charges are expected to be filed in the crash, which was being investigated by Post 8. Again, no official press release, but information that we were able to gather on behalf of family and eyewitnesses or friends of the family as well, who are all in our thoughts and prayers at this hour. And from there, the last item of business, your Licking Valley RACC forecast. Where, as I told you last night, still a very active pattern, with the pattern now, though, taking us to daytime highs in the low 70s and no real heat in sight. And it's June. With all of that in mind, here's how your Licking Valley RACC 7-day outlook shakes down. It does with a low of 59 degrees tonight, partly cloudy skies, a 30% chance of showers with some patchy fog after 2 in the a.m. that will linger into your Saturday morning up until, say, 10 o'clock or so. But we'll see mostly sunny skies for the first half of your weekend. Temps pushing, if not just edging above 80 degrees for tomorrow, 62 for tomorrow night. We do see, as you'll see on your screen, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, I think after 9 or so tomorrow evening. With that very little chance of showers Saturday, those do increase mid-afternoon on your Sunday. The Sunday window looks to be about a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly between 2 and 5 or 6 on your Sunday. But that cold front that brings about those shower chances will drive down temperatures yet again. Will fall from 80 on your Sunday to 80 on your Saturday to 77 on your Sunday, and look what it does to Monday. Some folks might struggle to get to the 70-degree mark. I mean, to the tune of a degree or two. We're talking 68, 69, not out of the realm of possibility. But sunny and clear skies as that cold front pulls out of here on Monday, and 70 for your high and 51 for your nighttime low. We'll still be in the 70s, albeit upper 70s on Tuesday with some sunshine, partly cloudy skies, dry start to finish. And then as temperatures start to warm back up, just going above 80 to the tune of a notch or two. Wednesday and 81, we'll see partly sunny skies and shower chances roll back in. 30% in the afternoon, 50% that night. And we're still not going to climb above 80 or 81 throughout the rest of the forecast period. Wednesday 81, Thursday 80, cloudy, a chance of showers. Friday still low 80s, even though we'll see some sunshine and a chance of showers. That's going to wrap it up for us for this week. Thank you all so much for being a part of it. I hope you have a safe and happy weekend. And, of course, we're already hoping that you'll see us back here next Monday for more exclusive news and information on Your News Today. And if you haven't already, of course, this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent still on newsstands. We'll see you next time. Good night.